Hey guys, welcome to the Sua Sponte podcast. I'm Ken Harper, and today's with me Jeremy Noble. Jeremy served in the military for 10 years, and he was also the regimental psychologist from 2016 to 2021. And he was just recently inducted into the Ranger Hall of Fame. So, Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I think you promoted me with the Hall of Fame. I was a distinguished member of regiment, but
Oh, okay.
I'll take the Hall of Fame. That's that's a little cooler than what I got.
So, did you want to give any more detailed background of just your time in regiment or military service or anything?
Sure. Yeah. So I joined the Army in 2013. I got my PhD first in counseling psychology. Joined the Army and then went to RASP 2 in 2015. Started as the regimental psychologist at Ranger Regiment in 2016 and did that for about 5.5 years. And as the regimental psych, my duties really revolved around personnel selection. So as you know, every person that comes into Ranger Regiment has to go through a psychological evaluation, and my shop is the ones that were the ones that did that eval. I would do command kind of consultation with leaders. So basically applying psychology to help the organization be better. I do one-on-one kind of coaching. I was also responsible for oversight of the behavioral health clinic with regiment, and then did any kind of special projects, program improvement research, things like that. So that's what really kind of how I spent my time when I was there.
Okay. So, what are you doing now since you've been out?
Yeah, good question. So I got out in 2022. Man, time flies. And I started my own company. So I own and operate Noble Organizational Consulting. And really what that is basically what I just described as what I did as the RPSYCH. I do that for corporate, for businesses now. So I'll do personnel selection. I'll do like team building activities with them. Or if like an organization has a problem and they don't know really how to identify it, I'll come in and do what I call a psychological investigation. So let's say like a company they have employees that are leaving and they can't figure out why. Well, I would come in and I would build a survey, and then I would sit down with people and try to understand what's going on, and then make recommendations to the company stakeholders to help them resolve the issues.
Yeah, that seems like a problem some bigger companies have. Um, so one of the things we like to discuss is just a part of the Ranger Creed for guys. What do they do when they leave their military service to like stay mentally alert? So what do you do on a daily basis to stay mentally alert?
Yeah. So for me, it is having a routine. That was probably the biggest piece that I lost when I transitioned out of the military. So I went from a regimented life, at Ranger Regiment, and I left. And when I left, went to work for myself, which meant that I could go into work whenever I wanted to, which at the time my work was at my house. And so like I'd get up and I found myself sleeping in, and then I go to the gym, and before I knew it, it was noon, and I had done nothing except for workout. And so I remember about a year ago, my mood was not good, and I'm a psych, right? Like I know what's going on, and so I said to myself, you know what? No, like I'm going to get up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'm going to drink coffee, and I'm going to do my routine. I'm going to get my workout in, and I'm going to be ready to go by 7. And so that's been like the game changer for me. Like I get up early, I have my routine, I get my stuff done. And Yeah, I mean, I can talk to you all day about that. But another piece of it is I rented an office, and so that's where I am right now. And so I separated that time at home from my work, and that sort of helped with that structure piece too. Because when I'm here, I'm like mentally turned on and focused. And but yeah, if I had to pick one thing, I would say routine.
Yeah, that's good to have your own office and separate, because I notice whenever you try to work at home and you got wife and kids and just tons of distractions and
Oh my gosh.
projects you want to do. And yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. And, so one of my hobbies, is being productive. Like, it sounds weird, right? But like one of my things that I like to do on my social media and stuff for my company is I do like these productivity Monday posts, because I've always been really interested in like how can you squeeze as much productivity out of the day as possible. And that's because if I don't have structure, I suck at being productive. Like I'm just super, like I said, like it'll be noon and I haven't done anything. And so over the years, I've sort of acquired like these different tips and tools and stuff that have helped me be more productive. And so now I'm kind of posting those. But you talk about distraction at home. I mean, good Lord, I'd be sitting at my computer and I'd say, you know what, I think I need to empty the dishwasher, and I'd go and like empty the dishwasher, or, I need to fix that real quick. It won't take much time. And then, an hour or 2 hours go by and, my day's gone. So, distraction, cutting out distraction is huge for me.
Yeah. So what are some things you do to stay physically fit?
Yeah. So with physical fitness, for me, it's having a goal, an end goal in mind. And so like races, so I like to run. And so having some kind of race that I'm training towards is a big thing at the beginning of every year. And then usually a couple times a year, I'll set concrete goals on like, what do I want to accomplish this year? Like how many pull-ups do I want to do this time next year? Or how many miles do I want to be able to run? Or what's my 5K time or whatever? So having goals is something for me. A colleague of mine, and actually another former Ranger psychologist, a guy by the name of Steve Holwerda. He was a 175 psych, actually the first 175 psych there was. He hit me up a few months ago about doing an ultra. There's a 100-miler in October, and so he gave me his training program, and I've been doing that, and I've been feeling great, doing it. And so just having that again, structure, it goes back to structure for me, but having that goal in mind and having that sort of structured plan, I think keeps me physically, up there.
Yeah. What do you do to stay morally straight?
Yeah, I think of all of the three questions, that one to me is the hardest, because it's easy to have your workout program. It's easy to do your routine and bury your head in work. The moral piece, I think, really requires some sort of network, some sort of social network with other people. And so I try to surround myself with people that are better than me. You know what I mean? Like people that I view highly, and I try to make sure I talk to them on a regular basis, and then get involved with programs like the Three Ranger Foundation. They have their mentorship program. Like get involved in programs where you can kind of give back. I think is huge. There's this thing in psychology, I'm sure you've heard of group think, right? Where like if groups of people get together, they tend to, they crave harmony. And so they tend to start to influence each other's behavior. But there's also like group polarization, where if groups are sort of cut off from other groups, then they become a little more extreme in their views because they don't have those balancing kind of points. And so I view the same thing with people. Like if I were to isolate myself or only sort of associate with certain people in my small town here, then I think I'm selling myself short, and I could develop some moral blind spots. And so I think having that social network is the antidote for me.
Yeah, that external accountability is really good to have, because we often want to justify, our wrong things and say, well, that's okay. So that's good. Three Rangers Foundation is great. Sergeant Major Hall and everything they're doing over there to help guys transition out of regiment.
Yeah. I got a notebook that I always keep with me. And anytime I'm around Sergeant Major Hall, I have at least a page full of quotes. He is a gold mine for quotes and wisdom. So definitely a big fan of his.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy, like we always say, Rangers lead the way.
All the way.